Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor podcast, the home of marine industry insights. We're in a really cool area of Metstrade. This is on the Garmin stand. They have a sound booth which now incorporates all the lighting and all kind of different systems. And we're going to hear in this, I suppose, little series from different members of the Garmin team. This particular episode will focus on EmpirBus. So we're here with an expert on that topic. Nice to see you. Welcome to the podcast.
Nice to see you, Ben.
So give us some context. What is EmpirBus? How can people think of this?
Well, EmpirBus is a system that actually brings various devices together. So that's how you can create something that people would address like being smart.
Okay, and so what's the power in that? So when you say connecting devices, are you talking about they share data behind the scenes? Is it part of their experience? Is it everything?
Well, the ultimate result you want to achieve is an experience using your yacht or boat in this case, where it's easy to use. So simplicity is quite important. A lot of boat owners today are not like they were maybe 20, 30 years back when they've spent their entire life on a boat, grown up, bigger boats. Now it's more, you expect the boat to be like your home or your car.
So the standard of that is really high.
Yeah.
And I suppose the last thing someone wants to do, spend a lot of money on the boat. Their expectation is, everything's going to be easy to control. It's just going to work and have all these different environment settings like they used to in a smart home.
Yep.
They want the same on board the boat.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we all know modern cars are pretty advanced in terms of technology. We have all the kind of aids to lane assist and auto braking and stuff like that. And boats are built different than cars in many ways. It's low volume, and you kind of have to build using the building blocks that exist on the market from some third-party manufacturer. And what we do is actually bring all these different parts together that were never designed to be one unified system. We act like kind of a connection hub that brings all the data in and create modes or scenes or simply a button that do more than just start a pump or a fan.
So historically, what would be two buttons or two completely independent devices can now communicate with each other, and that's done through EmpirBus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine you have a heater and an aircon.
Yeah.
They have the same purpose of setting the right temperature, but you use one when it's cold and the other when it's hot. So what EmpirBus can do is that you go to a screen and you set the temperature, and we will decide whether you need heating or cooling. So simple as that.
Right.
Basically.
Great example. And so when people are thinking of EmpirBus, how does this link into something like NMEA 2000 systems and other kind of, there's the CAN bus. How does it fit into all those other systems?
Well, NMEA 2000 is a standard means of sort of communication on
widely followed by
Yeah.
boat builders everywhere, equipment suppliers. Yeah.
Yes. So there is a lot of data sort of shared on that bus. So EmpirBus is connected to the bus and can then utilize the information that is there, or we can send out data. A good example of that is that an MFD is able. I mean, an MFD is basically like your tablet. It's a display, right?
Yeah.
But of course, you want to be given notice about things that are urgent to you. So if your bilge pump start pumping, you would like to know.
Yeah.
So we know that the bilge pump just got engaged, and we can send an alert to your screen saying the bilge pump is running.
Yeah, so it's actually beyond us presenting loads of information to the MFD. It's the right information when you need it, bringing the attention to that part of the boat when you want. Otherwise, you're just bombarded with data. It's just
exactly, and
it's not that useful. Yeah.
And once again, simplicity. If you are underway on your boat, you just want to have the data that is important to manage the boat. So you don't need a ton of data unless something is out of the ordinary, which when your bilge pump starts.
That's when you absolutely want
that is something out of the ordinary normally. So that's and taking away all the stuff you don't need and focus on the things that makes it easier to use their boat, safer to use their boat. Yeah.
Okay. And you've got this OneHelm solution. What is that about? What does that mean?
Well, in the Garmin world, the OneHelm solution is actually a way for various third-party manufacturers to show graphics or data on the Garmin MFD.
Okay.
So it will be one screen, but it's actually a screen for a lot of third-party manufacturers.
Right, okay. So rather than having to be Garmin equipment everywhere, it can actually be compatible with other brands and
Garmin
can integrate correctly. Yeah.
We do a lot of stuff, but there are a lot of things on a boat we don't do. So that's a way of bringing those devices without having to have a separate screen for the aircon, a separate screen for the heater, a separate screen for the gyro, and then you have the navigational screens. So the navigation equipment actually operates at the screen for all these devices. So
right, okay. And we've touched on this a little bit, but where are people's expectations? Where are the wants for things like their entertainment experience? How does EmpirBus kind of enable what people want today?
Well, tying things together. Like you probably talk more about this room, but in this room, it's a Garmin collaboration between audio, light, and then orchestrated by EmpirBus.
Yeah.
So in this room, there is a small Garmin screen where we have some predefined modes that will actually take care of the lights and the sound profile of the amplifiers.
Yeah, and that creates the whole ambiance.
Yeah.
And people want different things, right? They're watching a film, they want high volume, really, really nice setup visually and everything, which is different from a party or relaxing at breakfast in the morning. It's all going to be different settings, but all controlled by one central location.
Yeah.
To go, okay, it's breakfast time. I want coffee music and calm ambiance, or it's party time. So let's make it a bit more lively.
And on a boat, I mean, you have different sound zones depending on if you're underway or you're moored and you're having dinner or you throw a party. You want the audio to be spread around the vessel dependent on the situation. And one thing that EmpirBus is really good at is to bring in situational awareness. We change the way the vessel operates based on the situation.
Yeah.
So if we know speed of the boat, then we can change what's on the display, because if you're doing 50 knots or 5 knots,
I like that.
You need a different set of information.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, and can you change the environment as well? So, for example, speeding up the volume.
Well, yeah.
Volume turns up.
We could do that.
Absolutely possible.
The stereo head units actually can do themselves.
Yeah.
But it's same as in your car. You can have speed control or volume. But those kind of things.
Yeah, and so we're alluding to it a little bit, but where does this kind of end up? What's upcoming? So we're touching on, I suppose, ultra personalization. So depending on the environment and the situation, it's a different setting.
Yeah.
But how does AI come into this? How does the whole controlling everything around you on the boat come into?
Well, it's part of the same actually. So the fact that we sort of modify depending on the situation, that's just an extra layer more or less that's automation. So you still have your means of control, your preferences. You can do the fine tuning yourselves, but we'll still add a layer of modes or scenes that makes it easier for anyone who is not into the details of the boat.
Yeah.
So.
And has it helped EmpirBus by having this kind of portfolio of brands within Garmin? So having the compatibility with now lighting really closely integrated with the sound systems and everything else Garmin.
Yeah, well, EmpirBus is very much dependent on being able to talk to all of these various devices or systems around.
Something you don't really talk about when you go boating, or you don't think about, I should say.
But
in the background,
you as a boat owner,
yeah,
really, you shouldn't have to care whether it's that brand or that brand or that brand. Back to temperature control.
Yeah.
You want 20 degrees, right?
Yeah.
You don't really care if it's that brand or that brand.
Yeah, just make it work.
Yeah. So, and that of course we work very close with the OEMs because that's where all this needs to start in order to reach the level of this modes or scenes abilities.
Can you go more into those conversations? So if you sat down with a boat builder, and I suppose they'll be developing their next range of models, or new model. Is that the time when you sit down with them? What do those discussions look like?
Yeah. Well, it's basically start off very detailed. These are all the devices down to lights or
literally
sensors,
every device on board.
Every device, because every device that we need, they would like us to bring into this, needs to be connected to us.
Yeah.
So it's down to not nuts and bolts, but a single light.
Yeah, and the shape of the vessel, the environment, all the kind of use cases, things like that.
To some extent, especially if you will bring in entertainment, then that comes into play. For us, it's more where it's located, because EmpirBus is a distributed electrical system. So we place our modules where the actual loads are.
Right.
Not in order to avoid running long, thick cables along throughout the boat. So that's a weight reduction.
Yeah.
And
of course. Yeah.
And it also it's a good way of sort of focusing on robustness, which is key to us, because especially in Northern Europe, EmpirBus is started in Sweden. We have a very short summer season for using a boat.
Yeah.
Meaning it will be stowed for a long time, and then when you put it in water in like May, you press the button.
Yeah. It's got to work.
It's
really got to work.
It has to work.
Yeah, and it's probably been in a salty environment.
Yes.
It's been cold, extreme temperatures, all this kind of thing, and it's still got to work as soon as the boat owner turns up and switches it on.
And it's the same as with your car once again, that they are now so complex. So if there is something not working in your car, there's no way you're going to fix it yourself. You have to take it to a car repair shop or the dealer that sold you the car. And boats are becoming similar. So it's an enormous focus on robustness.
Yeah. And so when in the boat builder discussions, do you actually say, well, from a technical perspective, we need this much space. Here's where some of the electrical infrastructure will be, and that kind of level of detail. So there's a bit of give on both sides to make sure everything turns out the best, right?
Excessive space for electronics that are not anyone would like to see.
Yeah, it's
not their favorite topic, I can tell you.
Yeah.
So wherever there's some space left, that's where we end up. But it's really not an issue for us if we're sort of tied into a small cabinet or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Because the stuff will work anyway.
Okay, super. Thank you very much for your insights. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. Also, I will know, anytime you're at Metstrade, come along to the Garmin stand, get in this room. It's really cool, and you can see how all these systems work and meet the team. All being well, we'll see you again on the next episode. Bye for now.